Hey there guys, today's going to be a super quick video on how I made this folding workbench for the shipping container shop. So let me show you how I built it, and then after that I'll talk a little bit about the plans I have for the rest of the workbenches, shelves, and other things in the shop. So let's get started. So I guess I'm going to start out by saying that a lot of my projects are starting to begin in the same way, with a little bit of metalworking, but it is for good reason because it is something that I've really started to enjoy. And in the case of this project being a folding workbench, I thought metal legs really fit the bill perfectly, as they won't loosen up over time like maybe some wood joinery might. After I had the workbench legs welded together, I then proceeded to grind them down, as is the custom for most newer welders, and then I finished them off with a sanded flap disc, which really helps to pretty them up and pretty much eliminate the joint. After giving the legs a coat of Rust-Oleum's finest, I then proceeded to work on the function of them. I added a bolt onto the bottoms of the legs to act as a pivot point, and then for the upper portion of the leg, I'm pivoting that off of a little L bracket, and you'll see kind of how that functions right here. For the bench top, there's nothing really special going on here. I'm just going to be mounting some 3/4 inch plywood to a simple 2x3 frame. However, with the 2x3s, I am making little rabbet joints that you'll see right here, just to give a little bit stronger of a joint when fully finished. Here I'm giving everything a test fit just to see where all of my hinges need to go and where I will be mounting this little portion to the wall. Doing a little pre-drilling, and then I'm adding all of my hinges out on the workbench outside, and then I'll set it back up on for its final install. Okay, so now that you've seen it all come together, let me try and answer a few questions that I'm sure some folks will have regarding this bench. First off, I'm sure most people are wondering why a folding workbench in a shop that is pretty much going to be a dedicated workspace. Well, based on a lot of your suggestions and the fact that it is a tight space, I thought it was a good idea to have a bench that could fold up against the wall in case I needed to be able to move a large object in and out, or change something with like a specific project where I needed more space. But 99% of the time it will probably have benchtop tools on it, and it will just be like you see it right now. I'm sure some people are wondering, because it is a folding workbench, is it sturdy? Yes, it is. I'm 225 pounds, and it does a great job. There's no problems. There's absolutely no budge. It's basically bolted to the wall, and it's got steel legs, and they are also bolted to the wall and the floor. So I think it's going to be plenty sturdy. Number three, I think a lot of people will probably asking, what about storage space? Because it's not a traditional workbench, I'm not going to have any drawers or shelves. Well, that's not so much a problem because I plan on making some little rolling cubbies or rolling totes that might have a couple of drawers on them and maybe some cubbies to put like other saws and tools in that I can also move around if I have a specific project. In addition to the rolling cubbies, this space can also be good for like a shop vac or a trash can or other larger tools that may or may not have a specific place in the shop. On to another question I think some will have. Is the workbench level? Yes, it is. It's level horizontally and I guess perpendicularly to the wall. That's a common complaint that some folks have with folding workbenches. I didn't find it to be a problem. And then the last question I think some might have, is it a pain to move in and out or to fold? Well, I'll show it. Look at your clock right now and we'll do it for time. Boom. Boom. Okay, so I said I would talk about what's to come as far as workbenches and shelves for the container shop, so here goes. Starting at the end of the container, I've mentioned this before, but this door will probably get a shallow shelf that'll hold like a grinder and a sander or another lightweight benchtop tool that does not have a home on that bench. But it'll probably be the last thing to get done because I want to focus on the other workbenches and shelves first. Primarily, this will probably be the biggest project. I plan on doing a J-Bates style miter saw station along this wall with an extension table that somehow locks into that door, but I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that. And it's definitely not going to be as nice or as fancy as J-Bates because his is pretty killer. Moving on into the container, along these walls and the back wall, I plan on doing some cubby shelving that has like some traditional shelves and maybe some cubbies with maybe some drawers or hooks underneath them, but those will be mounted to the wall. And then along here where I have the plywood, I plan on making more of a heavy duty workbench that I'll have a vise on, and that'll probably be my main tinkering workbench. And then on the floor, I might just do some other little wall-mounted shelves. And then right here in this space, right when you walk in the door, this will go have a little cabinet that will hold my air compressor and all of my cordless tools in kind of like a, I don't know, cordless tool, nail gun kind of station. So that's pretty much it. Well guys, that's pretty much it. Before I let you go, I did want to give a quick shout out to Steve at Canadian Sasquatch Brewery. He sent me several bottles of his mead and other home brews, and we have been enjoying them a lot. Unfortunately, this is the last bottle. It is Joe's Ancient Orange Mead. No, it's not named after me, but after I had a couple of drinks, I kind of felt it was. So anyway, if you're into home brewing or anything like that, definitely go check out his channel. And as always, I thank you for watching, and please stay tuned for further updates on these kind of projects, gardening, homesteading, and all the other random stuff I like to do.